First and foremost, I want to say this at the beginning of the press conference. The Gavitt games are incredible. I've had an opportunity to watch the last couple nights, kind of had a glance a little bit of what some of the games, and anytime we can say it, I know Coach Willard said this, I think after they beat Michigan the other night at Michigan, anytime you can play, either at home or away, I think that's great. For us to be able to get Ohio State here was an incredible opportunity for us. Chris Holtman, got nothing but respect for him and their program. He's a tremendous coach. They got a really good team. I told our guys before the game, I felt like this was a statement game, a statement opportunity for us. We have not played our best basketball to this point in the year, and we still haven't. We still got a lot of things to do. It's a lot of things to work on. But I felt like we played towards our identity, and that's what I told the guys. I said, fellas, at the end of the day, everybody across the country, going all the way from California all the way over to New Jersey, has to know who the harder playing, tougher team is. Ohio State, they pose a lot of challenges. Whether it's E.J. Liddell, you guys saw some of the blocks that he had that are amazing. He is so strong. He can shoot the ball. He can drive it. He can post. We played small a lot through the game, and I thought our guys really, really fought in the post, fronting. We were physical. We were active on the ball with deflections. We rebounded. I thought we warded up. I think we ended up out rebounding them by 5 or by I think it was 8 actually, 43-35. We had 16 offensive rebounds. Just loved the fight and the grit that our team had. And then down the stretch, when you got a leader like Paul Scruggs, a closer like Paul Scruggs, keeps everybody kind of right here, even keeled. And there was no panic. Ohio State went on their run. We just kind of kept chipping away, and give Paul a lot of credit for closing off the game. Jack Nungy was incredible for us tonight, and I think you're starting to see that he can do a lot of different things out on the floor. He gives us a presence around the rim, obviously, on the offensive end, rebounds the ball at a very, very high level, and he's just so intelligent, and he gives us a lot of poise out there on the floor. So it was a great team effort. I thought everybody really contributed to this win, everybody that played, and happy for our guys, but we're going to have to enjoy this one for a little bit, then we got to move on very quickly against Norfolk State.
Coach, when it's a 4-point game there late with like 90 seconds left, and you guys get in the huddle for a timeout, is the plan to, hey, let's get Paul downhill, get him to his left hand, and get him to the rim, or is that him just taking what the game is giving him and knowing that that's how he can get a bucket?
Yeah, it was a play. They had been going zone, Adam. They're kind of late in the game, I'd say around the 8-minute mark, and honestly, I thought we were getting great shots. They just weren't falling. And I thought we had about 5 possessions where we didn't score against their zone. But again, like I said, I thought we were getting really quality shots. So I gave them both a man play and a zone play. Figured they might go zone. We've been saving that play kind of towards the end of the game. And both plays were for Paul, both man and zone. And our guys executed it beautifully. Obviously, a heck of a finish by Paul.
Why did you decide to go small? And were you at all surprised that there wasn't a crazy drop-off in rebounding production from that smaller lineup?
No, I'm not surprised. Yeah, again, Ohio State's a tremendous rebounding team. With Kyle Young, with E.J. Liddell, Zed Key, those guys are monsters. They're strong, they're tough. I thought our guys just really fought. Colby Jones, I think, ended up with 12 rebounds. He just flies in there, gives up his body. Kunkel was blocking out. Nate Johnson was blocking out. I told the guys that we can't make it a volleyball contest. Probably not going to win that contest with Ohio State. So we got to clear the lane and fight, and the ball's got to mean more to us than it did to Ohio State, and I thought that showed throughout the game.
Travis, with Deontay, he picked up those quick fouls and had 4 not too far into the game. What was he doing that he was getting those fouls? Was it the way he was playing his defense? And then how much did you think Jack really stepped up and maximized his minutes with Deontay on the bench?
Yeah, Deontay, they're physical, Ohio State. And Zed Key, I think, will be the most physical post player we're going to play all year. He ducks you inside the charge circle almost every time. And we knew that kind of going into the game. And I told Deontay, listen, you got to show your hands. You got to use your feet, use your length, use your quickness. He's got the advantage of strength. You got to use your quickness. And, sometimes like it's a foul, Shannon, like if you drape your arm around that post guy with an open hand, it's a foul. You know, you got to have an arm bar, balled up fist, and the officials were letting us play a little bit inside, which is good, man. That's the way it should be played. But Deontay did foul, you know, unfortunately. But again, Jack really stepped up, played the most minutes he's played since he's been here at Xavier. I think he ended up at 30, maybe 31 minutes or so, which is a heck of a lot of minutes. We've been building him up kind of through these last couple games, trying to get his conditioning up to speed, and he really came through for us.
Can you talk us through what you guys did tonight defensively and why you feel that it worked as well as it did?
Yeah, you know, Liddell gives you a lot of problems. I mean, he like I said, he could shoot the ball, shoot 40% from three. He can drive it, he can post it, and they do an incredible job, Chris Holtman and his staff, of putting him in positions, putting you in a bind, and then they're constantly tinkering with their offense throughout the game because they're going to see how you're going to play it. And then they're going to try to attack it a different way. He's got all these counters, and he does a great job. He's one of the best offensive coaches in the country. I thought our guys fought. We tried to give him a few different looks. You know, we were helping in on his post-up some. We would sometimes leave him on an island. We would switch his ball screens. We'd try to go underneath to keep our matchups. We did a little bit of everything to try to give them different looks to keep them off balance. I mean, again, I think at the end of the day, Adam, though, where I was proud of our defense was on the ball. We were very disruptive. I know we had 22 deflections at halftime. I don't know how many we finished with, but we had 22 at half. And then I thought our guys fought like crazy in the post because again he's really strong. I mean he is a strong young man, and again, like I said, he's going to roll those guards down in there, and it causes a lot of problems.
Travis, you said this week that you prepare for a game like this with the same intensity as any other game, which is what a coach should say, obviously. But coming off the court, you were almost tackled in celebration. Your players were obviously very happy. I know you believed your team could win a game like this, but doing it and seeing how they did it, how much validation is there in that, especially when you think about the stretch run in college basketball this season?
Yeah, we expected to win, Jeremy. I believe in our guys. I believe in our team. Listen, we got a lot of different guys that impact winning, and we got great camaraderie. Our guys get along really well. When we still have a long ways to go. And listen, this isn't, you know, hey, it's a good win. You move on very quickly, right? Because nothing's ever as good as it seems, and nothing's ever as bad as it seems. Somewhere in between. But I was proud of our group. I was. It's a heck of a win for us. It was a great opportunity. And like I said, you know, thanks obviously to Gavitt Games for giving us this opportunity. And we're going to keep on getting better from here.
Over here off to your right.
Yep.
Ohio State has a lot of inexperience in its backcourt, and you obviously have a lot of experience. As you were preparing for the game, how much did you look at that as an area where you could really use your experience to take advantage?
Yeah, you know, we're going to play through Paul. You know, I think at the end of the day, man, he's an All-American level point guard. I think he's the best point guard in the country. And I think that's shown here through the first three games. You know, just his defensive intensity. I mean, you look at his stats. I don't know how many points he ended up with. 14. He had 4 assists, 6 rebounds. But, man, just the grit that he plays with, it's infectious. It's contagious amongst our whole team. I mean, he just wills us. And, you know, we're going to ride his coattails very, very heavy all the way to the finish line. But Ohio State, I thought Michi Johnson played incredible for a young man. I mean, I know he's in his second year. But he kind of came at semester, I think last year, if I'm correct. But he played really well. Malachi Branham's going to be a tremendous player. Ohio State's only going to get better here moving forward because those guys are very talented.
Coach, I thought Dwan Odom had one of his best offensive games as a Musketeer tonight, and he competed and was really engaged on the defensive end as well. What was the difference for him tonight?
You know, I think just losing yourself in the game. Just playing hard, playing to your strengths, being an elite athlete that he is. I think he's as good as an athlete as there is in the country. He was able to get in the paint, make guys better, defend hard. That's what he does. And again, I think when he does that, he's going to be on the floor a heck of a lot.
Coach, I think Edmund Sumner was here tonight. I'm not positive, but we've talked about this before, the dunk he had in the shootout here out there on that floor, and then the dunk Paul had tonight at the end, which I know it's hard to it's easy to be a prisoner of the moment, but which one are you going with there?
Well, is Edmund or Paul in here? That's going to really dictate my answer. Man, they're both incredible plays. I mean, those would be the type of plays, obviously, everybody remembers Edmund's dunk. against UC. Those are like ingrained in your mind, right? I think Paul's dunk tonight will be a lot of the same. I think it'll go down as one of the best dunks probably in Xavier's history. So both were great.
You spoke about your experience in 2007, watching Ohio State and Xavier play. You know, a lot of these guys were just little kids then. Did you feel as you're leading up to this game that they kind of understood for fans the magnitude of playing Ohio State, just knowing that was the last taste that Xavier had of them in that tournament game?
First and foremost, Shannon, that makes me feel really old that you said that, but they were all kids. It's crazy. But yes, I wanted to make sure those guys knew the background, you know, on what it meant, what it means to all of our former players, you know, and our fans, you know. But again, at the end of the day, I just wanted to play to our identity. That's all I wanted. Again, I felt like that was enough. I thought we were the better team going into the game, and that kind of proved itself over the 40 minutes.
Travis, so with tonight, Colby climbed actually into the top 10 in the country in offensive rebounds for the season. What is it about his awareness and his aggressiveness that's really jumped out to you with how he chases those boards?
I think first and foremost, it's his effort. I mean, he's relentless. He flies in there just like he's jumping off a trampoline and grabs those rebounds. He's just got a great knack for it. He's got a great knack for the ball. He really understands angles and how that ball is going to go off the rim. You know, you look at like some of the best rebounders ever, like whether it was Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman wasn't 7'2", right? He just understood kind of where that ball was going, and then he was relentless, and that's what Colby does. I mean, he impacts the game in every single way, defensively, rebounding, playmaking, scoring. We ask a lot of him, man. He's one of the better players that I've coached on the wing. Very, very talented.
Is this a rivalry that Xavier fans could possibly look forward to in the future? Is there some interest in that?
Yeah, I mean, from us, there would definitely be some interest. You know, obviously, you know, like with you got the Gavitt games, you got the Big East Big 12 series, you got we have UC. You know, we play usually in an MTE over Thanksgiving break usually. There's only so many games you kind of got. You got a chance, and Ohio State has their own schedule, right? But I think it's a great game, makes a lot of sense. 90 minutes away up the road. You got a great program in Ohio State. You got a great program here in Cincinnati and us. So I think it would make a lot of sense. Thanks.